Imagine a town, frozen in time, not by ice but by water. Streets where children once played, homes filled with laughter, now silent, submerged beneath the surface of a vast, man-made lake. This isn't a scene from a movie. It's the real story of countless towns across America, sacrificed for progress, now sleeping giants in the deep. Today, we're diving into one of these lost communities. We'll explore the eerie quiet of its underwater streets and peel back the layers of history hidden beneath the waves. What stories do these submerged houses hold? What secrets lie buried in the silt? Join me as we venture into the heart of a ghost town unlike any other, a place where time stands still, drowned but not forgotten. Our journey begins at the surface of a seemingly ordinary lake. It's a beautiful day. The sun glints off the water, boats glide by, people are fishing, enjoying the scenery. But what most of them don't know is that directly beneath them lies an entire town. Before this valley was flooded to create a reservoir, it was a thriving community. It had a main street, a church, a school, and homes that housed generations of families. The decision to build the dam was a contentious one. For the government in growing nearby cities, it meant progress, clean water, electricity, and flood control. But for the residents of the town, it was an eviction notice from the only home they had ever known. They were offered compensation, but how do you put a price on your history, on the place where your ancestors are buried? The stories from that time are filled with heartache and resistance. People protested, they pleaded, but in the end, the rising waters could not be stopped. The town was methodically dismantled, buildings were moved or demolished, but not everything could be taken away. The foundations, the street grids, the memories, they remained. As we descend, the world above fades away. The sunlight struggles to penetrate the depths, casting long, dancing shadows. The water gets colder, and a profound silence takes over, broken only by the sound of our own breathing. And then, it appears, a ghostly silhouette at first, slowly resolving into the unmistakable shape of a building's foundation. We've arrived. We're now drifting down what was once Main Street. It's an surreal experience. Instead of cars, schools of fish dart across the road. Algae and sediment coat everything like a thick, green blanket. Here, we can see the stone steps that once led to the general store. You can almost picture people gathering here, exchanging news and gossip. Over there, the remains of the old post office, where letters of joy and sorrow were once sorted. Each ruin is a silent testament to a life that was abruptly ended. Let's move towards what used to be a residential neighborhood. The wooden structures of the houses are long gone, decayed by the water over the decades, but the stone and concrete foundations remain, outlining the floor plans of homes like architectural ghosts. Here's a fireplace, its sturdy brick chimney still reaching defiantly towards the surface. Can you imagine a family gathered around it on a cold winter's night, completely unaware of the fate that awaited their home? It's a powerful and humbling sight. We see a scattered pile of what looks like old bottles and broken pottery near a foundation. Personal artifacts left behind in the rush to evacuate, now preserved in this underwater museum. One of the most poignant sights in any drowned town is the cemetery. In many cases, graves were relocated before the flooding. It was a massive emotional undertaking, exhuming loved ones to move them to higher ground. But sometimes, not all graves were found or moved. It's a sensitive topic, and while we won't be exploring any burial sites today, it's a crucial part of the story. The displacement wasn't just of the living, it was a disruption of the connection between generations, a scattering of roots that had been planted deep in this valley soil for over a century. As we continue our exploration, we see the grid-like pattern of the streets, now looking like ancient ruins. We pass over the foundation of the town's school. It's a large rectangular plot. You can visualize where the classrooms would have been, the playground outside where children's laughter once filled the air. Now, the only sound is the gentle swish of water. It's a stark reminder of the community that was sacrificed. These weren't just buildings, they were the heart of the town, places where life happened, where milestones were celebrated and hardships were shared. Why do these underwater towns capture our imagination so profoundly? Perhaps it's because they represent a modern-day Atlantis, a lost world that's just out of reach. They are a physical embodiment of memory, a tangible link to a past that has been literally washed away. They force us to think about the nature of progress and its hidden costs. For every dam that powers a city, for every reservoir that quenches its thirst, there is often a story of loss, of a community that paid the price. The ecosystem here has adapted in fascinating ways. These ruins have become an artificial reef, providing a complex habitat for fish and other aquatic life. The old foundations and submerged rubble that were once symbols of a human community are now the building blocks of a new, natural one. Bass and crappie hide in the nooks and crannies of what used to be someone's basement. Crayfish scuttle along old sidewalks. In a way, life has returned to these silent streets, just in a different form. It's a testament to nature's resilience, its ability to reclaim and transform what we leave behind. As we slowly begin our ascent back to the surface world, the submerged town fades back into the murky depths. The light returns. The warmth of the sun on the water feels different now. The peaceful lake seen on the surface now holds a deeper meaning. We know what lies beneath. We've visited the quiet streets, seen the ghosts of homes, and felt the weight of history that this water holds. The story of this town is not unique. Across the United States, there are hundreds of these submerged communities, each with its own name, its own history, its own story of sacrifice. Places like St. Thomas in Nevada, submerged by Lake Mead, or the towns of the Quabbin Reservoir in Massachusetts. They are the unseen monuments to America's growth and ambition during the 20th century. Leaving this place, you can't help but feel a sense of melancholy, but also a sense of wonder. These underwater ghost towns are a powerful reminder that the world we live in is layered with stories, and sometimes the most incredible ones are hidden just out of sight. They challenge us to look beneath the surface, to remember the past, and to consider the stories of the places we call home. What history lies buried beneath your own feet? Thank you for joining me on this incredible journey into the deep. It's a privilege to share these hidden stories with you. If you found this exploration as fascinating as I did, consider subscribing to the channel for more adventures into the lost corners of our world. Hit that like button if you enjoyed the dive, and share in the comments if you know of any similar submerged histories in your area. Until next time, keep exploring.